Y'all know who made that? Y'all know who made the song? Critical Smoker. I love my Critical Smoker. My Critical Smoker. Thank you, Critical. Thank you. Let me set up and let's chit chat because I have a few things I want to say. While we're chit chatting, don't forget to join me over on Patreon because that's what we're doing, like live chat, live chit chat and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Um, let's go. Thank you, Critical. Thank you, Critical. Thank you, Critical. Hey y'all, how y'all doing? Okay, it's Friday, so I had a little bit of time. I can't stay long because I got to get up early, so I will continue. And if you guys didn't know, please keep Gardis in your prayers. Remember, his mom passed away. He's a friend to the show, a friend of mine, another person I just met during the Dolton stuff. And he lost his mother unexpectedly, and they're facing homegoing and all kind of things this weekend. So please keep Gardis Watts. He had to suspend his campaign. Keep him in your prayers. Please. And that's just from your girl Bird. Let's talk about y'all been blowing my phone up. What y'all want with me? I don't even live here. Let me say that. I don't even live it. I don't even live in Thornton Township. I don't even. What y'all calling me for? Y'all know I don't live here. Conscious, Winston, Mama Love, Scott Johnson, everybody, hello. Okay, so I don't have a full video because I have to leave. Regina, thanks for being here. I'll send him your love, Regina. Okay, this is the weird thing. The people of Dolton listen to several different things, if y'all didn't know. If you haven't been following your girl Berg, Thornton Township is my area. Dolton, born and raised. And also, I went to Thornridge. So when people are always like, this is okay, I'm gonna say this point blank, period. I had to think about what I wanted to say because y'all, Scott, you see the bushes starting. You already see what's going on over here, Conscious and Scott. Now here go the people in the bushes. I have nothing, nor have I had nothing negative to say about anyone. Period. I just wanted to speak my piece about my neighborhood. I'm gonna give you 3 points of reference. Number one, Tiffany has the streets. We were in the middle where I registered to vote, and if you guys didn't know, it's a lot going on behind the scenes, and I'm telling you that straight up. And y'all know your girl Burgundy will always show and prove. I don't have to be loud about it. I'm gonna complete any mission because I'm one of those people. I think okay, let me pause right there. I think the reason people hate Tiffany Henyard a lot is like they make fun of her Shark Tank video. At least she tried. Or they make fun of the way she talked. She made it to be the mayor. Y'all voted her in. And the people, she was talking like this forever. And the people told us to vote for her. The same people telling us to vote for Jason House, right? So Tiffany is a go-getter. She's always been a go-getter. It cracks me up when I see people take a picture. Oh, she's driving a BMW. She's always drove a Range Rover, BMW, She's always been that go-getter in the neighborhood with a food truck or something. That's just who she was. I never knew her personally, but she always was giving community people jobs, always going out and being feet on the ground. She's not lazy. When people were sending me stuff like, is the snow being shoveled in Dolton? Yeah, the plows were out all day. All day. So it's just like, it's this whole thing. And then if you tell anybody what you see, like, oh, her banners are gone. No, they're not. Her banners are on the south side of Sibley, just not on the north side. She caught him when he got by Pepe's, which is on, I guess, Chicago Road and Sibley. Or it used to be Chicago Road. It's Martin Luther King Drive right now. I wish that everybody that is considering to vote. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know my picture was still up there. Sorry, y'all. But this is my Patreon. If you can join, that's what we're doing a live. I didn't mean to keep it up there that long. This whole everyone that y'all see to stay at the podium, they've been running with 1, 2, 3 administrations, right? Maybe 4. Okay. Because Shaw had the longest part. Then the next the one that when Shaw died, we had the head trustee took over. I cannot think of his name right now. I'm sorry. He died, right? And that's the only way Riley got in. Okay. When Riley got several strokes and was going on health wise, now we got Tiffany. You have to look at all sides. And this is nothing but a strategy for everybody at this point, and it's only going to get worse around election time. And all I want to tell people is just keep your P's and Q's together, because the girls are going to start fighting. It's going to be a lot of fighting, because Tiffany is not kicking butt in Thornton Township, in my opinion, but she's kicking ASS in Dolton. It's a very high probability, unless something changed, where the streets will not have Tiffany back. That is what I've said since the beginning of time. I'm going to let you know. Do I think the voter turnout is going to be crazy? Yes. It's not going to be so many because people are getting intimidated for voting. So if you're someone that is not responding to the other camp when it comes to Jason House, then you're intimidated immediately. You can't have an independent thought out here. I want y'all to know you can't think independently. You're gonna be attacked. If you're watching what's going on, right? Hey, reality check. Hello, everybody. If you're watching what's going on, you can see that it's several channels that you guys, not you guys, but people are attacking, like Conscious. That's just giving you the history. And that's how I started, like just giving you the history of Dolton. Like they got in, like Conscious got in deeper, where they're able to give you the board meeting history, which you should research. And then just wonder, like, how did all these people gang up on this one person? Okay. Trina Downs had an amazing video the other day. It was about did y'all anybody bring up that $900,000 on the warrant list? A $900,000 settlement on the warrant list. But we were arguing in that same board meeting, we couldn't get pens and paper. In the same warrant list, we had a $3,500 charge for the website building, but we were arguing for the PR firm. But we're arguing about pens and paper. And then, oh, the trustees don't make the warrant list. Well, y'all know who makes the warrant list? Can anybody give me the answer of who makes the warrant list? Keith Freeman. Allegedly. Because it's Keith Freeman and who else? It's somebody else. So it's 2 people. Keith Freeman, the village administrator, can make the warrant list. So all you gotta do is go to the village administrator and say, hey, put this on the warrant list, allegedly, right? So you're sitting up here arguing with each other. Anybody, the way they treated Mama Hill, and Mama Hill is still walking around here being an advocate for us with her head held high, treating us with love and respect, and explaining to people she do not even agree or disagree with. She's still walking around here with her head. This is her community. This is where she lived. This is where she thrived. It's kids to this day thanking Mama Hill for being in their classroom. And this how you treat her, or being someone that helped them across the street, or being someone that gave them a coat in the winter. And this how you treat somebody. Okay. Okay. We just making ourselves look bad. This election is going to be in February. Oh, thank you, Reality Check. I appreciate you so much. And I gotta call you. I need help with my car. I gotta call you. Thank you. This is people that's getting mad at YouTubers. I watched conscious video that, see, I was taught don't watch some of the things because they're not for us. The only time I have to watch something or bring something to the table is if it's for my case. And I was watching what Conscious had going on, and I couldn't believe. Do y'all know when I go in that boardroom, I don't know none of these people. Never seen them a day in their life. But they will get online and say they never saw me. Well, you didn't go to high school with me. In Dolton. In Dolton. In Dolton. You didn't go to high school with me. Number one. And if you guys don't know, for the outside looking in, Dolton is in 4 different sections. You got the north side, you got the south side, you got the west side, you got the east side. The west side need a lot of love. I always say that because I think they're neglected, because our elected officials really don't go to the west side of Dolton a lot. It's different sides of Dolton that you have, and you were sporadic out. I wasn't a kid that was out there in the streets, like hanging out with people. And then y'all know my whole story. I told you about I had my son at a young age. But when I tell y'all these stories, when y'all look at people conversation, my conversation, their conversation, do it look like we would, you know what I mean? Like we would be besties or, anything like that. It doesn't look like that because we have 2 different ideals. That don't mean they're wrong. It doesn't mean I'm wrong. We just have 2 different ideals. So I never saw Jason House till he knocked on my door. I saw his name. I worked in Dolton and never ran across Jason House. I worked for the village. Never ran across Jason House. And I think he was in charge of the it was the what was it, you guys? Hey, Big Mike, thank you. I'm gonna send Garnish your love too. Hey, Cynthia. What was it called? The Chamber of Commerce. I never ran into Jason House. I banked at US Bank. I never ran into Jason House. You know what I mean? This is how Dolton is split up. So please don't take that with a grain of salt. Only thing I had on my mind when I turned 18 was getting the heck out of the area. So it was, I want to see the world. I want to see what else goes on. I want to see what else is beyond White Castles on Sibley. I want to go beyond 95th Street. I want to see past Stony Island. I want to see and travel the world. And I want my children to do the same. And I want my grandchildren to do the same. And I still stand on that. I don't think you should be boxed in right here, fighting for a community where people will not even upgrade their own community or cut their own grass, or they'll just blame everything on administration, or take the Christmas lights out the window after March. This is what it is. So those who have not been to Dolton, just travel. It's really good people. We have doctors, we have lawyers, we have Congress people that live in the area. We do. We have sane people that live out here that want to see better. And Tiffany does have a lot of people on her side. And it's not just a whole group of people that believe she's in control. Because if she was in control, right? Y'all hear me out. I'm pausing for a reason. If this was all a Tiffany problem, how is all of the trustees able to make a stance now? you have to just break it down for yourself. Nobody's saying that Tiffany is the righteous one and they're the bad ones, but you have to just call the whole cabinet out. Like, we forget about this whole campaign, right? This whole, I mean, this is what we forget about. So I wanted to answer you guys questions the best way I can today in a rush because I had so much to do today, guys. And I put up my latest vlog. It's going up tonight. On Patreon. But all of these things, it's like, okay, even with them taking the banners down, they took the work order for the banners down, right? Does anyone ask how much that costs? I'm just wondering. Does anyone ask how much that costs for them to send somebody out to do that? Potato, thanks for coming through. Thank you so much. Hey, Potato. Potato Gaming with 20 memberships. Thank you so much. Nobody asked. First of all, thank you. Everybody needs to vote early. We do have Dr. Miller. I'm just being honest. And Big Mike said, first off, early voting has started. Did y'all vote? I suggest everybody vote early. Don't go. When I went, okay, so picture it, Sicily, 1906. Y'all know that's my Golden Girl reference. So the school I go to, I told you guys this already, but I want to reiterate. The school I go to has it's getting remodeled. We're way overdue, right? My alma mater. So we had to go to a new campaign office. So they kind of smushed us into Dickman Grammar School, which is by Dolton Bowl, if you didn't know. So out there you had like Mr. Moore and a couple of Tiffany people outside, just handing out the Kamala stuff. Then inside you had like people that were even on like people want to pick a side, and that's why I love Critical's answer. It never, Critical Smoker, shout out to him, make sure you follow him. It was never a side. We were all individuals just riding the bike, having a time watching the news, and then people started making teams and gangs and all this craziness. And y'all saw me when I went to the microphone. I went by myself. When I stood in line, I was standing by myself in line, one person, one sound, one me. I do not need a gang of people to tell me what to say or puppetize me in some kind of way. So shout out to Critical Smoker for making that statement. Yes, we were all individuals. Y'all pushed us together, right? And even now, we are still individuals. Reality Check TV is an individual. Berg is an individual. Everybody is an individual, period. Period. We all are. Shout out to Shay. He was an individual. We're just enjoying his show. We're all individuals with critical thinking. No, just period. Critical thinking. Period. So we were sitting up here just all minding our business, riding the bike, the Stan Brown bike. And all of a sudden it was whoosh, this. Let me tell you something. Y'all already know I was going through the worst time of my life in May, not from the stuff that's going on with, Dolton, with my family. I was going through the worst time of my life. So that's where the sit down with Jason House came in. And he knows it because what's our boy name? Steve. And Steve was checking on us to make sure we were good in our family. Like, he was just right there. Hey, we know you're going through a hardship. What can we do? Scott Johnson, thank you for the 10 memberships as well. So we was all sitting there riding a bike. And I was like, look, this is about to get ugly. I need y'all. I didn't need nobody to back off for me forever. I gotta do a burial. I got this going on. It's too much right now. I just need a break. I just need a break. And shout out to all of y'all that supported me during that time. Especially, thank you, Scott, Potato. Y'all was right there with me. Everybody that supported me and all my friends. So we was all just sitting there riding a bike. Then it became teams and them versus us. It was nothing but you get up in the morning, you might watch Nate the Lawyer for some breakdowns. You might watch Shawan Burns because she talked politics and stuff. Then you might watch a Pink Book Lessons because it was a short bit. Then you'll watch a Hannibal is Hungry video because he would do like the expose. And then at night, you would see the Howard Stern of Dolton. I call it like the shock jock of Dolton, LNC at night. Just foul language, just, oh my gosh, I can't believe he said that. Just insane stuff. And we was just all just listening and riding a bike. Child, so let me tell you, the other day an interview came out. And this, I'm not victimizing myself, just so y'all know. I want y'all to know what we go through. An interview came out where I guess people be feeling proud to say my real name. And y'all that's on Patreon, y'all already know my story. So it's like no shade. This is my channel. I don't understand why it's such a big deal, right? So as soon as my real name go out, they start calling my business phone all up and down in the middle of the night, over and over and over again, inboxing me on like I'm just a regular resident. Why do a resident have to go through these things? What I want to say is this, and this is the real Berg, because when y'all, it's just me. I don't, you're not breaking anything down over here and you're not scaring anybody. But what I want to say is this, and I mean this with all sincerity. And I'm not trying to be mean when I say this or passive aggressive. If y'all would put an inch of that stuff that you do when you're on the internet and trying to harass people, a lot of these cases and these problematic things that was happening in Dolton, y'all might have solved if all that energy would have went into the cases. And I'm not saying one person specifically. I'm saying we know it's a gang. It's a gang. If y'all would put that energy into supporting people and protecting people that you guys know have been hurt in the community, you could really make a change. Instead of the slander and the this and the that. That brings me back to Tiffany. She got the streets because she'll be in the streets. Whereas other people are a little scary, and unless you part of my crew, you can't get a turkey. Tiffany will go knock on probably Stubbs' door right now, give her a turkey and a box of chitlins and a ham at the same time. She don't care if you're her enemy or her friend. She's going to do it for everybody. And it's not the same on the other side. That's what I want y'all to see. Oh, Big Mike, you said that. Oh, yeah. Well, I don't know if I'm nice. This is just my personality, Regina. Like I'm not going to change my personality for anybody. The people that are around me love me. So the internet is the internet and the people that's in my life day to day, they love me and support me, and that's what I do with the same people. Even when I'm going to bring up Critical just because he's that's my homeboy. So me and Critical, I stay out his way and make sure his platform is a neutral platform. The only time I jump in is if I'm like when he would jump in with me. I'm his friend, he's my friend. Other than that, I don't, if I have a wrench, if he take my wrench away, that's still my friend in real life. So we always riding a bike and seeing what was happening, or people was able to come to my house, and while people were saying she not a resident, people saw people put my address out there to see, for the world to see. People saw that. So this is not pretend land and invisible land, and nobody remember that stuff. People saw that stuff. And that is stuff that I'll have to deal with for the rest of my life. For what? And I just don't think that none of us have to be, and we've all said this in the beginning, why we just can't work together? What's the big deal? Do y'all really want to know how much info? I'm nobody. Do y'all want to know how much information I really have? How much information? Huge. I mean, top creme de la creme, hot. Not Della creme Della. YouTubers that sent me and asked me to check and make sure it's right. I'm talking about people with hundreds of thousands of subscribers have asked me, I don't trust this person. Can you tell me if this is correct? And I'd be like, hey, I just work here. I just work here. But I'm gonna tell you one thing: they screaming, ain't no snow shovels out here, and everybody we just breezing through the streets. Now it might have not been a snow plow at 6 a.m., but Tiffany had the snow plows out here. Like, y'all, come on, y'all. Like, you can't blame her for everything. That doesn't mean she's righteous. And that's why I implore y'all to go look at and subscribe to channels like Choose Compassion and Conscious, just to see the history, not the talk. Just see the history. See the history. That's where you're going to find your answers. Y'all, this is funny because we could talk about it. So everybody was on my thing. I had made a video about Tiffany Henyard campaign. She was doing the campaign thing, and it was the same thing that Jason House was doing it. Somebody did a video and said that they were selling dinners at Jason House thing, but at Tiffany, she asked for $50 a plate. I've never been to a fundraiser or a kickoff where they haven't asked for money. I don't care what it is. They all judges, mayors. Like, where have we been? Like, where have y'all been where y'all never seen a campaign kickoff where you have to buy a plate? I've seen that for years. Nobody else seen that? Does that happen in your neighborhood? I can agree. Carefree had a good comment. When the team is not doing well, who gets the most blame? The leader, the quarterback. Tiffany is the quarterback of Dolton. I blame my mayor for stuff when it go wrong. Like, if stuff is wrong, I want to talk to the mayor. So you're right. I could agree with that. Yeah. Big Mike said, when you're the mayor, governor, and president, you would get the blame. Illinois blamed Bruce Rauner for the state not having a budget for 3 years, but no one blamed Mike Madigan. Oh, it comes with the office. I can agree. I can agree. Regina says, I mean, you always gave people the benefit of the doubt and allow everyone to give their opinion. You only asked was to keep it respectful. I still say that. I think that everyone needs to think for themselves. Also, early vote, because you don't want to be intimidated at the polls. Like, you just want to through the go through the process. So I was telling y'all, keep on stopping it. Picture Sicily, 1906. So I was at the Deekman, and when I walked in, some people I have had words with online were actually the judges. So the election judges for the where you had to vote. So that means I have to hand them my ID, right? So luckily, first of all, that's an easy call, if something was to go wrong. But I did get approached by one person, and she was like, Berg, because I went in, I voted, did what I had to do. And she was like, Berg, I'm sorry. And it'd be so refreshing when you hear people, she was like, I just didn't know. when you hear people just tearing one person down, and I'm not saying just me, the same with other people. When you're just getting tore down for doing anything you want to do, having just a platform. My platform was not built on Dolton. I talked reality TV, but what happened? Dolton became a reality show. So I started talking about what was going on in my town I grew up in. Y'all, it's so much going on here that I be wanting to say. Do you know that if I really wanted to get money, number one, if I wanted to get money, all I would have to do is go anti-Tiffany and call her all kind of names. I would have mega subscribers, right? Sorry, y'all. Hold on. Just plug up my. Y'all know how your girl do with the iPad. Not plugged up. I would get that. Number two, all I have to do is stake out and be taking pictures of their cars and her mom coming and going, or da 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 da. You know, all the stuff y'all want to say. Well, what why is she driving that? Why is, or her dad cutting the grass, or the, you know, just stalking. I'm right there. So why couldn't I do that? Lacey coming in and out, taking videos at the police station. I would have 1 million views. People deserve their privacy. They deserve to be innocent until proven guilty as well. And I mean that, repeat, innocent until proven guilty. And I mean for everybody. And this is, they deserve, just because I'm here with a camera and a platform don't mean I deserve to shove it in everybody's face everywhere I go. Now all of a sudden you can't go to a gas station, everybody got body cams, and it's the ones causing the most chaos that got the body cams. You can't make this up. You can't make it up. You can't make it up. It's the people that really started the whole body cam trend that got the body cams walking around here. Most of the people that's loud and wrong don't even live here. So I say to you to say this. If you learn any, it's going to get messier and messier. The only time, just pay attention. Everybody get real quiet when it's not the answer you want. Like, what happened in court today? You don't hear nothing. That means it's the answer, it's the opposite answer. If somebody win in court, the good side, you hear it all over the place, right? I think the most profound thing that I heard from Conscious video was that the YouTubers were fed information and we actually heard it from a source. We never had a clear understanding. Now we actually heard, yeah, we reached out to this person, this person, this person. I really genuinely thought some of those people just picked up the story, was researching for themselves. I had no idea. I had no idea. And now we genuinely heard. So that was very interesting. And I think now all it is that's going on now that you hear is that the news is kind of dead. And all this stuff that's happening day to day, it's just in my opinion, a ploy to bring a beef out between people for no apparent reason, to get views. Because if you guys didn't know, this check that goes through social media for YouTube, this is the Christmas check. So you'll get this in December. So everybody gonna be just trying to drum up stuff. Hey Andrea. Oh yeah, Regina, I heard that too. This is my question. Why would Tiffany find me? I'm sitting here talking about Cody Brown. Why would she find me and these people like Anton Daniels, these Anton Daniels and what's his name, Wiley Show, and all these amazing huge YouTubers, and she would come over here to Burgundy Blue Commentary, who only had 5,000 subscribers, to flip them, and I was going to change everybody's mind on the internet. Me, or most of us who are independent thinkers, we are really a small community. we're not like we're not huge where people are clicking and giving us 30, 40,000 views. We're just talking about it for people that want to listen. So it's nothing to flip, because I'm on the side of, I think the whole house got to get clean. You know what I mean? Because it's just one of those, why are we recycling these same people, especially when we see the history and nothing's been done? Like, looking at these old board meetings is really shocking. Like, wait a minute, y'all, we had to go on a TIF fund before. Wait a minute. I thought we wasn't gonna make payroll. We didn't almost didn't make payroll before. Wait, you mean the firefighters never had their agreement even with Riley? And then they supported Tiffany. So now they're supporting Jason and they still don't have, like, you have to really, I just want to say that. And I'm rushing because I got to go to work. But I, it, it's something there that you have to feel, even if you don't like me, even if you don't like Tiffany. I just think that you should be an independent thinker and look at all sides. And I've been saying that since the beginning. Look at all sides. Period. Period. If Tiffany give away a turkey, well, where they should get the money for? Well, where would other people get money for a turkey from? Why it's only we gotta know where she got the, because it's all taxpayer dollars, as you saw from when Conscious broke down that warrant list. Very, very interesting warrant list. Thank you, Carefree, everybody. You know what? We need now. One thing I'll say about Tiffany, like, give the answers. Like, we shouldn't have to wait. Give the answers. I really think it would be profound if I saw Tommy G is the YouTuber that she probably would do the interview with. I think it would be profound if that happens, because it would give her point of view. But I think in that interview, it should be the same thing. Tommy G should only do her people and her team. I also think Spencer Cornelia should come back. Spencer Cornelia should come back. And what I liked about Spencer Cornelia, did y'all remember that video? Put a 1 in the chat if you did. If not, we could watch just a little bit of it. What I liked what Spencer did, he went to the streets. And what happened when Spencer Cornelia went to the streets? What happened when he went to the streets? Now, who sold the lake? Now, that lake was sold way before Tiffany now. Carefree, remember? Oh, you saying them old meetings? Yeah. Yeah. So Katja said the trustees and the mayor have an expense account. Yeah, we're just sitting up here like, I I was shocked. Now, this was the cool thing. I saw Free Indeed made a post, because that was, see, I always have questions. So remember, we were fighting for Dr. Scott. Still think that's a wonderful idea and needed for the community, right? So we were fighting for Dr. Scott, and I just thought it was weird when we saw the campaign happen at her headquarters, right? Not judging that. Then we saw the campaign office take place at the Free Indeed strip mall. Dr. Scott owns that whole property over there. Like, kudos to her. So remember, the whole thing was Tiffany wasn't letting them expand. So now this is the great news. Free Indeed is now opening that clothing space that she spoke about on Tommy G, and it's going to be opening December 3rd. I think that's also for Dr. Nicole Scott. So that means the build out is moving, or the permits are moving. How did that happen? And I just feel like it's none of my business, but like, some of the stuff we were fighting for, when it happens, did I miss that? Did you guys know when that was happening? That when they do make a successful completion, they let us know. 'Cause now in the Free Indeed lot, we got Free Indeed, Jason House campaign office, and now we got the clothing store, which I think is awesome. But as a community, when this happens, why we don't know okay, hey y'all, great news. We now finally got our permits. We're open. We're going full throttle. Like, what happened between then and there? If I may, like, just so, because other businesses might want to know. Look at the guy that was trying to open up the restaurant across the street. How did that happen? Will it happen for them? Do we know anything? It's just like all of these tragedies going on, and we like, no, we gotta stop this. Then stuff gets solved and no one says anything, or stuff gets worse and nobody wants to say anything. No, stuff will get way worse, and then situations, oh, this happened, this, oh my god, this is the big controversy that's happening, then it's case closed, and then it's like, okay, nobody want to talk about it. Wait a minute, if this happened to someone, we need to address it. Okay, right? And what can we do to help the person? Why is it just case closed? Then we got somebody with $900,000, number one on the warrant list, and nobody say nothing. Where's Lori Lightfoot? She can't write us a letter. She can't send us a tweet. Hey, Dolton, still with you. Just asking. Just asking. Hey, JB. But if you ask, having her, and look, they won't say nothing. Scott said, did we hear anything? Nope. They had like that warrant. The fact that Jason House gave the warrant list, Conscious, you still here? If you are, did she say within an hour or within 2 hours? This is my thoughts. I know all heck broke loose. It's two ways I feel about that. Kudos to Jason House, because it makes me feel like he may not be what I assume he would be. Like, he might, I feel like it's too many people around him trying to control him, right? And he has to check in with them before he does anything, if that makes sense. When he sent Conscious that warrant list, I felt like that was the first step, especially when we caught them outside in the dark at Melanie Fitness, right? I felt like that was the first step where he was thinking for himself, like, yeah, she asked for the warrant list. I have it right here. I'm a government official. Let me send it to her. Instead of what she got from, I forgot who was it Tammy or Belcher? When they sent her right back to the FOIA office, which we know don't answer anything. So Dolton about to have a slew of lawsuits with that too, because they're not answering FOIA requests. It's just really interesting that we go through this and nobody asks any question. It's just like more sass, more anger, more I just don't like them, and more people getting promises this time around. More people getting promises this time around as well. Let's watch a couple of videos and then I'm gonna go. But I just wanted to just check in. I think it's so many it's so many. We have to go. Y'all know this ain't even been a year. Y'all know this has not even been a year. Do y'all know it feel like we've been dealing with this for a year? When I be looking back or I have to send somebody something, I'm like, wait, this was just a few months ago? This just happened? Really? It's so funny. It's like, man, as someone that grew up here, I'm like, y'all, it really don't take all this. Just let them go. I have the full mind. Beat them at the polls. Because when someone's doing good in the neighborhood, it's nothing you're going to be able to tell other people. That's my opinion. Like I said, if I had to say my prediction, Tiffany probably does not have a chance at the township. It's too much. It's too damaged. But Dolton, don't count her out. Don't count her out in Dolton. That's my thought. So what it everybody crickets. Everybody crickets. What I bet you she's still building everybody, Potato. Okay, so remember, for the people who do vote, the same faces right here. This is Friends of Tiffany Henyard.
Hi, my name is Mary Avon. I'm a 20-year resident of Dolton. I ran for mayor in 2013. I ran for trustee in 2017. I am here seeking your support in getting a change for Dolton. I would ask you to support me in electing Tiffany Henyard as mayor and her dream team for change.
My name is Stanley Brown. I'm a 30-year resident here in the village of Dolton, a very, very strong stakeholder here. I ran and I sat in the seat as a trustee from 2013 through 2017. Also, I ran for mayor. I ask that you help support me in this team to support Tiffany Henyard for mayor and her dream team for change.
Hello, my name is Robert Hunt, and I'm a former trustee for the village of Dolton. I have been an 11-year citizen in the village of Dolton. I'm here to support Tiffany Henyard for mayor and her dream team for change.
Hi, Dwayne Muhammad, a 22-year resident of the village of Dolton, and I'm here to support Tiffany Henyard. I was a former trustee and also ran for mayor, but today we are all united to support Tiffany Henyard for mayor and her dream team for change.
You guys, I don't understand why we have the same people telling us to vote for the next person as well. And we're like, okay, what happened? You know what I mean? Like, you just have to think for yourself. And that's not shade. You just have to think for yourself. Like, it's almost like most of the people here, other than the property taxes, and if they really get the understanding of the property taxes, they don't have. Dolton Street's been clean. Like I said, the west side need a lot of love. Dolton Street's been clean. Things have been on the up and up. New stuff for the youth. We didn't have any parades. We didn't have any fireworks. We didn't have a skating rink. We didn't have an adequate basketball court the whole time until Tiffany came. Now we got the tax issues and stuff like that. That's something you have to ask your Congress people about. Like, ask them, what is going on? We're paying them, so ask them. We heard from a video that Choose Compassion did directly from the state senator. The mayor does not run raise your taxes. So why is it different now? So this is just things we have to look at and ask, like, is it the whole conglomerate or is it one person? You know what I mean? Let's look at this oldie but goodie. This is one of my favorite videos of Dolton because he actually walked the streets of Dolton. And I think it's always good. Sorry, guys, hold on. I think it's good that this is the first person that came to Dolton, Spencer. And he came to Dolton and really didn't meet with the groups. Like, it's always the same people at the podium, the same people on the vlogs or on the YouTube. It's the same people. And it was kind of refreshing to see that he just walked around and talked about it. So let's watch it together for a little bit. This is Spencer Cornell. I'm gonna put the link in here. And I hope he comes back. I hope Tommy G comes back. And it's just like when they come, get the other side too, so that people can make a formal decision. And one thing that you don't hear a lot of, like people say Tiffany goons, but why we don't never hear much of the name calling, hate, slander, or abuse from the goons? Why nobody ever took any of the goons to court? The goons over there, she got the goons on her side, right? But it's always more of the other side really causing an issue with the YouTube drama, or whatever is going on. And it shouldn't be. It should be everybody have their platform and they're focused on one thing that they want. Like if my platform was for you to vote for Tiffany, I would focus 100% on that. If it was for you to vote for Jason, I would focus 100% on that. You know what my platform is for? My platform is for you to think independently and look at both sides. And I've said that since the beginning. All right, let's look at Spencer Cornelia video.
Tiffany Henyard is under fire. Many are alleging corruption. Big news organizations in Chicago are reporting on her. She calls herself the people's mayor and seems to hide behind the fake do-gooder speech.
I need your help in making sure that elected officials in your own backyard do what they're supposed to do, which is take care of the people.
She has billboards, a high income, expensive vacations, and appears to be misusing taxpayer funds. I wanted to investigate this story myself, so I went to Dolton. While talking with residents, I uncovered a bombshell.
She is crooked as the S in Mississippi.
I've heard the mayor of Dolton, Illinois is involved in a scandal, so I came all the way out here to investigate it myself. She's also accused of trying to illegally change a law that would hurt her political opponents. We're heading into the building now to talk to the mayor in person. We'll see if she wants to talk to us. Dolton is a small village on the south side of Chicago. An estimated 15% of families live in poverty within Dolton. The U.S. Census believes this number is above 20%. Going around Dolton, we've seen a lot of businesses shut down. Then you also have across the street, you've got a house that looks torn down and hasn't been lived in years. Next door, it looks like a great Midwestern starter home that would be great for a family to start living in. Elected in February 2021 with 82% of the vote.
Dolton residents, I am reporting for duty. Right. And I am ready to serve as the first female and youngest person to be mayor here in Dolton.
Many have suggested that she's really just reporting for duty in her new career that pays her a significant amount of money. Dolton is not in an area in great economical shape. Many are suggesting that she's been using the funds for her own financial benefit. Henyard wears two hats in local government. As the Dolton mayor, she takes home more than $46,000 in base pay, and as the supervisor of Thornton Township, she makes more than $200,000 a year, records show. This WGN TV article
I want to pause right there. Thanks for everybody that just entered the room. Thanks for being here. I appreciate y'all so much. And thanks for the gifts and the membership. I think this is where the real problem came in. When Tiffany became supervisor. I know it was little things happening before then, but when she became supervisor, she started making that comma. I think that was a lot. I think that a lot of people thought she was supposed to just give up the seat, and maybe possibly she, I'm just assuming this, she probably said she was going to give up the seat and then all of a sudden just turned around and said no. I think that's really the basis of the whole thing.
alleges she made more than $285,000 last year. In a community with only 21,000 residents, she makes a substantial income, and many believe she's misusing taxpayer funds for personal benefit. Definitely get the vibe that this is a desolate town. It doesn't feel like there's money pouring into this. A lot of the buildings do seem kind of broken down and there isn't money coming in.
First of all, that's a historical house. He's walking behind that gray house and that greenhouse. We have to do some history of Dolton. That greenhouse is so beautiful, but I think it's an office now. I think somebody rented it as an office. space, but a historical family of Dolton, they own that shop right there. I used to take my son to get his hair cut there as a baby, actually, a young guy. Shout out to them. And then just to see Spencer actually walking down the street, I give him his kudos for that. It looks like he just came with him and his cameraman, and he walked around to really get the culture of Dolton to me. I don't know, but it seems like he was alone out here, and that's what I liked about it.
Into the city looking to renovate these properties at all. She funneled thousands of dollars in taxpayer money to a private foundation that bears her name. She says the organization helps people with cancer. The officers of the foundation are people who work for the township or the village. As I'll show in a minute, some of the financial records.
Exactly, Erica. Don't come in here making me laugh like this. I'm over here cracking up. She said he did this video and got out of Dodge. Yeah, wait, because you remember this video exactly, Erica, what dude said, if I was younger, I'd probably rob. Spencer brought his black hoodie and thought he was gonna Spencer brought this black hoodie and he thought he was gonna sneak his way in and nobody would know. He didn't know that he still stuck out like a sore thumb.
Records for Dolton haven't been filed. Some of these expenses or foundations don't seem to lead to anything.
We are walking all over cancer on our way to Springfield. Make sure you support the cause, support the movement.
She spent thousands of taxpayer dollars for a group bicycle ride to Springfield in support of a breast cancer bill, Henyard said in videos taken during the trip. But the bill was never formally filed and state lawmakers weren't in.
Now that we're looking at this, you guys, what do y'all think about that whole charity? Now that we're really looking at it, you know, I'm being honest. When I first started following this story, I was like, y'all are, forgive me, idiots. You mean to tell me you went down to Springfield when they weren't in session? You got the Tiffany Henyard Cares Foundation, didn't file the fee. And this is government officials that have the money, right? But now knowing who was in charge of everything, which was Keith Freeman, who was the top of the Tiffany Henyard Cares Foundation. He was the registered agent, right? Now, how y'all think about that now that we're really, because it's months down the road. Now, you mean to tell me you had trustees with you, a village administrator, lawyer, and you marching to Springfield and they not in session, and and we're blaming one person? No, I'm blaming the whole team because nobody checked anything. Nobody fact checked anything. Y'all just marching down to Springfield, spending gas and money, not re-registering the Tiffany Henyard Cares Foundation. I sort of see something different now that I know, because as a business owner, as a mayor, people do stuff for you. You know what I mean? I'm just wondering, how do y'all feel about, Potato, well, you would have thought. Potato Gamer said, you would have thought they would have searched and learned what they needed to do to file for a bill instead of just showing up and hoping. Insane. They got house music going down the street with electric bikes and get there and they're closed. I blame everyone that went. Everyone. Renting hotel rooms. Everybody to blame. Well, the people in charge. Because the village administrator basically sets everything up. And then you got your assistant. Carmen was there too. Carmen Carlisle, our trustee. She's, at that point, Tiffany Henyard assistant. Y'all didn't even see if they were in session? Man, I would have been so fired.
Session.
So last fall, Henyard did something that would seemingly generate some good publicity, helping establish the Tiffany Henyard Cares Foundation to help breast cancer patients. And on the very day the charity was chartered, it received a huge donation, $10,000. from the Thornton Township Board, which Henyard presides over.
Some are questioning whether her fundraising efforts are actually supporting those in need or if she's just lining her own pockets. Later today, we'll speak with a Dolton resident who makes it very clear what he believes she's doing. During my time in and around Chicago, I heard many stories of corruption in politics throughout the city. If the NFL was just as corrupt, the Bears would finally be playing in January. Speaking of football, maybe Tiffany will be arriving for the big game in Vegas.
Some of those charges are for you, though.
No, sir.
You didn't go to Las Vegas?
Mm,
What is that?
This interview is infamous, and I always wondered who was she looking at when she looked over, y'all. Because I remember when she walked in the room, because this was the day she played. If y'all didn't know the way she dressed, so remember, y'all, everybody was like she dressed like Nino Brown. She right here, she dressed like Forrest Gump. So she was doing these role plays before the board meetings. So right here, when she walked in, Tangenique was there because it's the Ben Bradley interview. Tangenique was there. What's our guy named? Keith Freeman was there. But I'm wondering who she was looking at. And now I look at all of this differently because I'm wondering, was that the time when she was looking over where the Andrew Holmes situation had just came across her desk? And now she's like, how do I answer that? How do I answer that? Interesting.
no comment.
You don't know if you were in Las Vegas?
Of course I do.
Were you?
Baby, they hung her out there to she was drowned. This interview, drowning. No life. What's that thing? No lifesaver, no buoy, no nothing.
It's not paid by them.
With Vegas, it's usually the woman grilling the man about where he spent his money. Honey, what is this expense on the credit card for Perfect 10 Gentlemen's Club?
All right. Any other questions?
So you're not going to answer how taxpayer dollars are being spent? That seems odd.
I just answered it. What do you mean? I just answered your questions.
You said you wouldn't answer about Las Vegas.
You asked me a question and I responded.
Tiffany is such a Vegas rookie. There's a reason the city is so cash heavy. You can't track the spending when you're paying with cash. What happens in Vegas usually stays in Vegas, except taxpayer theft, apparently. Thankfully, the excellent reporting by WGN News uncovered where the money went.
They show township taxpayers also spent money on the Vegas trip on everything from.
So y'all know I love and I work in entertainment as well. Ben Bradley is on his way for an Emmy. If y'all didn't know, he probably would get an Emmy for covering Tiffany Henyard. The only thing that's going to stop him is if they find, like everybody keep asking every day. I mean, his reporting, right? But everybody keeps asking every day, what is going on? When is she going down? When are they going to pick her up? And I hate to say it, this is not directed at Ben, but like the Ben Bradleys, the Regina Waldrops, the people, the people that have been boots on the ground covering this, if you notice, some of them have been backing away in recent weeks. A lot of people been backing away because if you're being fed information by a source and you won't look at the whole, you're not even giving, you can get, I mean, don't get me wrong, journalists get their sources all the time, but you're not getting any other side to give to the public, just no other side, just this one source. And now recently we're finding out that a lot of people were fed information. I hope, this doesn't affect what they were working towards. A lot of people are going to get anchor jobs. A lot of people are going to get Emmys, yes, covering Tiffany Henyard, because this is a hot story. And they're even making, when the last time you saw the news make shorts, making miniseries? They have a whole Tiffany Henyard miniseries and playlist. It's been a long time. This man and his girlfriend, this is a story that's going on right now. It's two stories. this man and this girl and his girlfriend basically killed this whole family and the dogs in Romeoville. They reported on it for 4 minutes. Like, not laughing at the family, just laughing at, like, no, this was serious. They had a whole, they basically, they died and the family died. And then we talked about on my channel. And then the next hot story is that's going on right now. This lady was found in Chicago at the bottom of a staircase. And her family and her husband are fighting over her body right now. I think they made a decision that the husband don't get the body, the family do. It's a real big thing. I don't hear nobody talking about that. And finally, if you want to talk to Southland, they're rarely mentioning, which should be everywhere, that those gates over there in Harvey, where people, anybody from the Southland that had to drive through Harvey or Riverdale, when the gates go down, you know it's going to be a long time. So you try to go around the gates. Well, they got caught up. It was like all these people got killed in Harvey last week. Nobody's saying nothing. Nobody's saying nothing. So everybody's focused on Tiffany Henyard. And it's like, we got real big, serious stuff going on. And everybody's focused on Tiffany Henyard. It's really interesting. But if you're not being true journalism and looking at both sides, that's when you get in hot water. Yeah, true. Journalisms. Yeah, Regina Waldrop. You know what? She's one of my favorite reporters, but I feel bad because I think she's boxed in. I think somebody is, I'm not trying to take away her integrity. Y'all, I want to say that. I think the fairest person I've seen out there, journalist-wise, Melanie Youngsma. And I'm not saying that just because she's local. I think she kind of just does what Critical Smoker does. Stream it, give you the facts, and move on with it. She tried to stay out of it. Where it's just a lot of people, the mayor is paying her stylist. The mayor is paying for wigs. What if they were given all those stories? Now it makes me look at everything. I've been looking. Don't get me wrong. I've been looking. But now it makes me look at everything differently. Now we got people like Conscious and Choose Compassion. That's not even, they're just putting it out there. Hey, here's the receipts. What you think about that? And what's so weird, that's what Late Night Crew was doing too. Just basically giving you receipts with the, like I always say, I hope I don't offend them when I say that, the shock jock controversy. That's all it was. But everybody can have their own commentary unless you're in Dolton. If you're in Dolton, you just have to be you going to jail. You have to say that. That's all you can say. I don't know what anybody did behind closed doors. I'm just trying to think for myself. Let's continue.
From steak dinners to hotels and $3,741 just on Henyard's round-trip flight.
Keep in mind, she is the mayor of a very small town that does not generate much tax revenue, so every little bit of spending is important. Officials also traveled to Las Vegas, most recently last May. The reason was reportedly to attend a shopping center conference, though it's unclear if it helped Dolton land any deals. I know a Vegas trip when I see one. This city thrives on people needing an excuse to come to this wild town. Yeah, honey, my boss really needs me at this conference in Vegas next week. It's so annoying, but I guess I'll go. Meanwhile, hubby is booking tickets to all the shows and reservations at steakhouses. I've lived here long enough to know. I definitely get the sense that when businesses or houses tear down, you don't have the redevelopment process. You don't have people coming in with money looking to build up the community. As you'll see in a minute, we might have needed physical protection while in Dolton, but let's talk about digital protection. I want you to keep your identity safe, which is why I always partner with today's sponsor, Aura. My account receives alerts every day notifying me of all of the ways scammers might be trying to find my passwords or personal information. Data brokers are making a fortune selling your information to robocallers, spammers.
Spencer better get that money. He making his money. He got like 3 channels. He has like 3 channels, and they're all, I follow them. They're pretty good. But I think he got scared when he he got up out of Dolton fast, like my girl was saying. So shout out to, thank you so much. Conscious just became a Patreon member. I appreciate you so much. Thank you. Okay, so you guys, let's get to back to Spencer while he do his commercial, because he got to make this money. Spencer. Okay, so look at Spencer. He went further than anybody else.
$1,000, so it feels like you can get a lot of starter home opportunities out here. We're not too far from Chicago, certainly a small town, and everyone seems to know about the mayor. The majority of the homes for sale are under $200,000. However, I noticed something interesting. The houses priced below $200,000 still had a massive property tax bill. This property specifically pays nearly $7,000 a year in property taxes. This small village is in a unique position where it seems that the residents are carrying.
I want to say something about property taxes. They are too crazy. However, make sure you follow our tax assessor, Cassandra Elston, and ask her. She's really good with helping answer your questions. I want to give her, if she's running again this year, she has my vote. She's good at giving you the answers. You can email her. She's in Thornton Township. Let me see. Let me put her up there. I don't know if she's running again. It should be her time. And I know her and Tiffany had their problems. And I just want to say that I feel like she's around for everybody. So if you have time, and if you're worried about your tax bill, I've emailed her before. She didn't even know it was me. And got the information I needed for my tax bill. So just so you know, that's who you could go to, the assessor's office in Thornton Township. Just want to make that clear. I think she's doing a good job, but sometimes, you guys, I know this sounds crazy because we're all busy and we have busy lives. You really have to get out there and do the work. Oh my God, I sound like Tiffany again. Do your homework. So you might be able to get different things to bring your taxes down. Reach out to your assessor. Okay, that's all I want to say. But sometimes we got to go out there and take the initiative ourselves. When I'm in the house and I'm still young and juicy, okay, barely. But when I'm in the house or I'm going by and I know my neighbor is snowed in, I don't wait on the village. I go to my neighbor and I shovel them out. Because I'm still young enough to do it. Now in a couple of years I won't be. Lord willing, I will. But y'all, we have to treat our neighbors right. We have to take initiative. Everything is not just on one person. So I just want to say that. Reach out, build your own community. Even if this whole thing with Tiffany, the community built, they could have really been touching other people in the community, in my opinion, instead of being like a mob. Like, it's either you with us or you not, and it's just over. I'm gonna share something with y'all, and I hope this does not draw any controversy. Wait a minute, let me think, because you can't say nothing on this without drawing controversy. I feel free enough to say it. It is not because I'm trying to be their friend or anything like that. But when we first started this YouTube channel and we got into YouTube, it was one person. Cynthia's giving tea. Hold on. Cynthia said homestead exemption, senior freeze, veterans, all deductions on real estate taxes. Thank you, Cynthia. Hey, Keithus, I didn't even see you. Jolly, everybody, I'm sorry about Tiki if I missed you. Keithus says this is one of those situations where it's best for overall good of the community for Henyard not to be reelected in any position. Dolton and Thornton need a new start. I think everybody needs to be a new start. You know what would be really good, Keithus? A debate. What has anyone told us they're going to do? It's literally vote for me, I'm better than Tiffany. Now, I'm always going to give credit. Because what Jason House did for Conscious, I think that was a step forward. Y'all let me know what you think. Okay, so what was I talking about, y'all? Oh, okay. So I started a YouTube channel. Sorry, y'all. Y'all know I'm in the lab at the same time. So I started a YouTube channel. I started doing what I was doing, and I was just really following everybody. I followed everybody. And I think the women and how they treated other women really shocked me. Now, I don't mean no harm when I say this. So, and you know, you guys, if you didn't know, if you say you don't mean no harm, you still can cause harm. But I just want to say that Grace Levi, I was absolutely shocked because I found her content accidentally. She was new, and what I found was that she did business stuff. So I was like, she was doing like the online, like how to. That's what made me think about her, the tax stuff. She was doing like how to get properties, how to start an online business. I follow all women that do that just because I like to listen to that stuff in the morning or when I'm thinking, because I've had businesses that thrived and businesses that failed. And so I always like to see like what can I learn from other people who have been there and done that. Child, when I saw, and I could not believe, she did not even know me and was just cheering on somebody else that was just, I was just like, no, I wish I could call her and say, this is not what's happening. I'm a real person and this is happening to me unwarranted. And I just want to let you know. So a lot of y'all send me what's going on over there with her. I don't revel in it at all. I don't think it's right. I think that everybody should be able to have their own opinion, come on this platform and have their commentary. And if you want to listen, listen. And if you don't want to listen, don't listen. When I saw she came to Dolton, I knew I didn't have to worry no more. I'm saying that straight up. I'm going to say it straight up. When I saw she was driving from Atlanta to Dolton, I said, oh, we ain't gonna work. I told everybody I knew that was like, man, Berg, you know, she really coming at you. I said, y'all not gonna have to worry. Because if she say she's who she say she is, and she's coming up here for Cara and all that stuff, and she say she's who she is, once she hit Dolton, it's gonna change. Everybody in my inner circle was like, wow. I said, because you have to be here and see it for yourself. You can't take video images. You can't take what people say on the internet. You have to literally be here, because I was here for many years and never met my trustees. I doubt anybody met the trustees. The trustees, if y'all didn't know, you go to them. They don't come to you. Tiffany comes to you. Tiffany comes to you. If you want to see your trustees, you go to them. They don't come to you. And that's just the way it is. And when I saw she came here and when she left, I was like, oh my God, I felt so bad. I didn't even get the whole gist, but y'all was filling me in, and I saw some clips and I was like, I told y'all, you have to be here. And it's really sad that the energy is this way. And that's why I like to play the Spencer Cornelia video, because he really hit the streets. I think if Grace Levi would have came here and not came here knowing anybody, if she would have just came here and said, hey, you know what? Not knowing the trustees, advisory boards, advocates, none of that. If she would have came here and said, you know what, I'm just going to go get me a Polish and go up the street and get me some babas and really take in the community. And then I'm going to go talk to Cara. Then I'm going to really take in the community individually. I think that it would have went differently than if you're coming here thinking they bad, they good. And I want to say that. And that's what I want to say. So, yeah, because you don't know. When you see these people online, You don't know. It looks like that. Like, I don't think that she even had an idea that I was dealing with Noah or what was going on in my family. I don't think she knew that stuff. I think she was just blinded by that one situation. And we're all people that are human. We're here literally. We're here literally here and got to live here. So we have to live here, whether Tiffany mayor, whether Jason House is mayor, whether Vivian becomes in charge of what's that job she wanted that Tiffany was supposed to give her? If she become in charge of HR, we got to still live here. This is where we live. And these people, once they get in power, they're going to hate a certain group of people. So we need people to be free thinkers. Just be free thinkers for themselves. Hey, you know what? I think Jason would be good. Or you know what? I think Mary would be good. Or you know what? I think Gardis would be good. You know what I mean? Just really, really, really getting into what's going on. For real. Not for fake, not for Twitter fingers, for real. Look into everybody and see, why are they pushing so hard? Oh, I didn't even see that, Cynthia. I didn't see that. I just had seen some of the clips and was like, wow. I was just like, wow. I was like, you have to know people's lives. Like you, but this is what's cool. I never learned how strong public opinion was until now. Like, somebody could get on here and just say, Cynthia M. Cynthia, the last name stands for McDonald's, and she created, you know what? She won't bring the McRib back because she hate ribs. And then we all believe it. I never thought it would be like that. And now I see how you can smear campaign someone, and it really makes me think twice. So I ask you all, while we go back into Spencer video, think for yourself. Think for yourself. Look at stuff. Look at stuff. Are y'all going to vote Chris Gonzalez back in? So if Chris Gonzalez nominated Tiffany, right? If Chris Gonzalez nominated Tiffany, came to Dolton, didn't live in Dolton, got on the board, made money, had allegedly the construction company and all that stuff going in there, are y'all going to let him be your trustee again for 4 years? If so, why Tiffany can't get another chance? Yep. See how y'all doing the smear campaign on Cynthia? Cynthia, we want our McRibs back. You done took them away. But I'm being serious. Like, why do Chris get a pass? So Chris and Carmen could, for 3 years, be straight. Go to Vegas, do whatever they want to do. Because I think Chris went 1 year, didn't go the second year. Then Carmen went the second year. But they can do whatever they want to do. And then now they can turn around and say, you know what? My bad. Not saying they're not supposed to be forgiven. But will y'all vote them back in? No budget. Will y'all vote them back in? Or are you going to think and ask the questions? Just asking. This is important to know.
A majority of the burden for the area's taxes. Dolton Mayor Tiffany Henyard's taxpayer-funded billboards raise questions. We were only able to see one while on our trip, but it's reported that she had 4 at one point, mostly used to promote herself. But you may not know that the money for the billboards is coming out of your pocket, which is raising new questions for Tiffany Henyard, the mayor of Dolton and the Thornton Township supervisor, who has already come under fire for spending public money promoting herself. On the Village of Dolton's transparency page, they appear to be late on posting their budget for the last 2 years. They haven't posted a financial audit since Tiffany has been mayor, and they have stopped posting monthly financial reports.
This administration has cost us $5 million deficit. And now I believe that the mayor is trying to make up that deficit on the backs of the residents.
Some allege a complete misappropriation of funds, and not posting the financial reports is very similar to Jay Morrison.
Last fiscal year through May, the deficit was $2.5 million in our operating account. This year, through the report we got, which was September 30th, I pulled that up as you were speaking. So from May through September, there was an additional $4.2 million of deficit.
Dolton cannot afford to have a mayor running a budget like this. If she buys a $4 million house in a couple years, we'll know the source of the funds. We were next door yesterday. The guy didn't want to be on camera, but he said, we have to speak to the owner of this business. And so we just came up here now. It's closed, so we weren't able to go up to the front door, but we did have someone try to get in who had the owner's number. So we called him, and then I recorded the call.
Being done. I've had the police to break into my place. I mean, literally cut the lock, broke in. They've called all of the people I did business with and told them that I no longer can do business in Dolton.
After I got home, I realized that Larry is mentioned in this article by WGN TV. The Dolton truck yard owner claims he's been repeatedly harassed for not supporting Mayor Tiffany Henyard. I'm suffering, Gardner said. They destroyed my trucking company. They shut my store down.
She wanted me to donate to.
I want to talk about this, y'all. Oh, I got to get to work. Oh, do we got a minute to be long-winded? I got to get up out of here. But we're doing stuff at the same time. Can we be long-winded for a second?
Can I be recognized, Mayor?
You want to be long-winded? I'm just asking.
Okay, so let's talk about this. What is that Tiffany podcast? It's what is Tiffany's podcast? Tiff Speaks. Oh, she took everything down. Hold on. No, she didn't take everything down. Let's go to Mr. Larry. I actually like Mr. Larry. You guys know I have a thing with the hostess. Let's go to Tiff Speaks. So Mr. Larry got on the podcast and he said, you know, the FBI was here, all this stuff. I really want to look into this. And this is not shade to Mr. Larry. He's a business owner in the area, but it's questions I want to ask. And I don't know why we don't ask these questions. Okay, so we're gonna go into the Tiff. Wait a minute, she had 2 podcasts? I didn't see this one. Wait a minute. It was 2 podcasts? Did y'all see it was 2 podcasts? Dang, we gotta do another one. Okay, hold on. Because I must have missed that. Oh, you know what? That other one she had got, I think, in trouble about. Tiffany on the Move podcast. And it was a teaser. That's not the one. That's not the one. All right, I got to go to another journal. So, who has the podcast? Cooking with Frank. Who has the podcast? Hannibal. I might have the podcast. I didn't even go back and look. I know Shay have it. Okay. So let's listen to Mr. Larry, then let's go to the Tiffany on the Move podcast, because I just want to know the difference. Now, it was some things I did agree with Mr. Larry on when we did watch the podcast. Let's go to this.
To contribute some money to her campaign, to contribute.
Larry is mentioned in this article by WGN TV. The Dolton truck yard owner claims he's been repeatedly harassed for not supporting Mayor Tiffany Henyard. I'm suffering, Gardner said. They destroyed my trucking company. They shut my store down.
She wanted me to donate, to contribute some money to her campaign. I did it the first time, which was $3,500. When it come around the second time, I didn't do it. So in retaliation, he shut my business down.
Where his allegations are concerned, he's not alone. Others in town share similar stories of alleged retaliation for not backing Henyard, a former trustee who was elected mayor in 2021. It's a regular occurrence, Wiedemann said. She uses the police force to intimidate residents. Are you familiar with anyone else in this town having the same experience?
Everybody.
Everybody. So this is not just you and a couple other people?
She shut down 40 businesses.
40 businesses? Would you have any proof of that, or is that getting around town?
It's in the court. I mean, everybody knows. It's no secret.
While that sounds bad enough, it's the next stunt she pulled that gained a lot of media attention.
Anthony and Natalie, she makes a whopping $224,000 a year. Now,
Okay, let's go over to the Tiffany on the Move. Oops, sorry guys. Tiffany Henyard on the Move podcast. Truth Speaks. And let's watch what's going on at Mr. Larry's. And I just want to watch it. And I'm going to point out some things I agree with, some things I thought was edited, and some things I don't agree with. And you know what? She needs to go to Club Shay Shay.
Literally. You're not going to let your kid go off the street.
Let's start.
It looks like...
Hold on. This,
you the owner of this stuff?
This it.
Pay attention, because it's a whole sitcom. I kid you not, for about 45 minutes. But we about to show you what we've been dealing with every other night, every weekend, when we find out that they're having these underground nightclubs in our backyard. You're going to be amazed at what goes on in here. And I'm going to talk to you as it is rolling. Play the tape.
Right now. Come on in. You the owner of the establishment? Right. Okay.
So this is
how we doing, John?
Larry DeLiers.
Hey, who's the owner?
U-Haul place.
You okay? We would
and
have
you have one of our officers here
scheduled for tonight, would we?
At his location.
Private.
Okay, so right here it says the body cam is what, January 22nd, 2023. So I figured it was overnight. It's nothing wrong. He got the space. I've been to parties where it's a hair salon and we had a party, or it's a barbershop and it was a party. I've been to places, the people own the building, they have a party there. I've been there before. Y'all just went to a party yesterday. It'll be up on Patreon where I'm showing y'all. And it's like a room and they have a party. So if it's a party, it happens. Let's see. This is January 22nd, 2023. So he owns the property. He's having a get together. I don't see nothing wrong with it.
Club?
And they're asking him about his
license to operate a private club?
Business license.
Just throw it for my friends. Throw it for your friends. Okay. What we got going on back there? They just having a party. Okay. You mind if I take a look? Sure. All right.
So he told him he could take a look. Now he said candy store. Did y'all see any candy anywhere? I didn't. Unless you 50 Cent. The candy.
And it was so funny because Mr. Larry said he had a candy store and it was open past midnight. Now, if you don't know where this space is, it's right off the expressway in Dolton on 142nd. So it used to be the old Hostess. We talked about that. It goes... It's nothing there, so it's very obvious when there's too many cars over there. But a big old gate is up there now, so it's kind of like you don't pay attention. So it ended up being a little club. I don't see nothing wrong with it. He owned the space, little warehouse. Y'all want to be in there? I guess so.
Shop. I don't know. What is this? But it looks like a nightclub, guys. What does that look like to you? Y'all tell me. I don't know. You tell me what that looked like. That look like a nightclub. It's about to go down. Boy, look at that. Oh, only in Dolton, right?
Mr. Larry. So we're going to have to shut
So the officer comes back up.
Down. You're not
He
licensed
talks to him.
That type of event.
That he does not have a business license, nor do he have a liquor license to operate that in our community. But again, the news didn't tell you that. They talked about a candy store. Stop. Candy store on 142. Anybody that live over there on 142 in Dante? 142 in Dante. It's an expressway. When people exit, they doing about 70 to 90 miles an hour off the E-way. Literally. You're not going to let your kid go off the street to go to that spot for a candy store. It's just not going to do it.
You go
not going to do it. Not going to do it. We not going to do it. But this is what's in my backyard, guys. This is the things that you see me fighting against. So here we go. We're going to go to part 2. That's part 1. That's part 1. Told you, get your popcorn, get your cover. I know it's raining outside, but stay with me. Here we go. This part 2. Now, it's another night, and we get a call about.
Now, this was New Year's Eve. So this was the second year. Remember the last one was 2023? Now this is 2024. So he had already been warned, and he knew that they was coming for him. So I don't understand why he, you know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to understand. It could be me. I'm trying to understand. Like, you already know they coming because they came in 2023. Let's keep going.
Club activity in our village. Once again, you just saw part 1. He don't have no business license. He don't have no liquor license. All illegal, right? So he's operating an illegal underground nightclub in our town, which he have been doing for several months, let alone years. He's been told several times, but he continually does it. So officers got called to the scene, as you can see.
Now, I just want to say again, we watching the body cams, and we're watching from 2023. He got caught once. They shut him down. Now it's 2024. So something had to happen for this to still be in operation. So in the middle of the night again, at 1 a.m. or whatever, this is New Year's Eve. So I understand, again, like I said, I'm in the hood. I understand the parties going on. You know, I get it. Let's go. But it's all good until somebody get hurt in the reality of things. But let's go.
And as you can see, as they're at the scene, Larry the liar, he's right here. What you look at that? Zoom in. So what? Look at that. What is that? Is that a gun? Oh, what you need a gun at a candy store for? I'm just saying. Choir minds want to know. I'm just saying. What you need a gun at a candy store? So as you go walk through, you see all these vehicles. Again, remember, y'all just saw the news. What the news tell y'all it was?
Party shut down. You got to go.
They told you it's a candy store / truck stop. I don't see not one truck. Show me where a truck at. I'll wait. Truck. Where you at? Truck. Would you look at this? Cars for days. Cars. It's like a whole party going on, right? Whole nightclub. I wonder what the interest fee was. And remind you, if you don't live in our town, this is like in the cut. Like you won't even notice it. It's so hidden, this location. But when you got so much activity going on, or when the police is called, that's how we find out about a lot of things that goes on at night while y'all sleep. He opened these clubs up at 1, 2 o'clock in the morning and be there till 7 a.m. I'm like, what they do that at? Little did I know in Dolton. But this what we fighting against. Look, girl twerking. She got a bottle. Now look at.
Y'all, please hit the like button so we can continue. Let me know if you still with me. What girl come out there twerking? I missed that whole thing. Did she come out twerking with a fifth of Hennessy, y'all? What is in front of the police? We run. What? Look at her hair cute. Her boots cute. Y'all. So wait a minute. For real. So we just gotta talk about this. This is at the candy store, right? So we blaming Tiffany for this. We're called, like, I think if I'm not, we're gonna continue with Spencer Cornelius. But if I'm incorrect, I think that Mr. Larry said the FBI came to approach him to see what was going on. I'm not talking to nobody. This lady coming out of a warehouse, twerking, hands on her knees, still have her good back. I remember the days. Let's continue.
Girl twerking. She got a bottle. Now look at this. You finna enter this club scene. You see as we enter, look at all them people. But remember, again, candy store. This is a
Set it up for
full-blown
2024.
nightclub.
I ain't had nowhere to go either.
Look at this. You got people for days, you got chairs, you got stages, you got the DJ on the ones and twos.
DJ
Look
got all
at
his
this,
equipment.
people.
So,
But this is what I
want to tell y'all, I am in the hood, so I can see how this happened. Not saying this right, not saying this right. I see how this happens, but they got to set up for 2024 up in here, and he had already been warned in 2023. That's my thing. Like so when we look at this, he took someone money, had a New Year's Eve party, DJ everything, or he threw his own party, either way, and it got shut down. So this is still an issue. You know what I mean? If somebody would have got hurt or something, it would have been an issue. People would have been like, why was that going on? Why the mayor didn't stop that party? Oh, well, if she didn't know, how she gonna stop it? So it's just things we gotta think now. But like I said, if somebody would say, hey, come to me to this little party over here, I understand. If I was young, I would have went over there. It's up the street. Go over there. It's a gated area. Go. So I get it, but he's not licensed for it. So let's continue.
I try not to do is put people's stuff on blast, but today is the day. Because you keep trying to throw me under the bus and say, it's the mayor, it's the mayor. No, it's not the mayor. It's you, sir. You are having illegal clubs in our community with no business license, no liquor license. You even got illegal gambling machines. Come on, man. People, look. She say, look.
I know
we ain't got beans, greens, potatoes. We got a whole nightclub. Look at this. In Dolton.
Now, I ain't trying to be funny. I wonder if he was charging at the door. He was making bank. And like I said, I get it. Like, I'm not even trying to be funny. I get it. Have a little party, make some money. Because, I mean, what else is running through there? You know what I mean? I get it.
Like a young crowd too, boy. It's fun to get it in. But this is what we've been dealing with, guys. These are the parts that is really, really sad that the news don't show you. Because they have to paint a picture of the mayor's bad. And this is what I mean when I talk about the news trying to defame my name.
I mean,
but again,
it's a whole club.
If you live here, you understand. If you live here, you know what community has been complaining about. You know what community do not want. But people always go about it the wrong way. And then turn around and say, oh, it's her, it's not me. Stop it. Stop it, sir. Larry the liar, stop it. You caught, poop, be gone. You caught. Stop. I don't know what you got going on up in here. What is this?
Yeah.
I don't know, like a little.
I ain't gonna lie. A lot could go on up in this a whole warehouse. Thank goodness everybody okay. This a whole warehouse. Like, and see, that's older Berg talking. Younger, I'd be like, hey, I'd be like, oh girl, my bottle, hands on your knees. But now I'm like, yeah, like it's not even enough security to see what was going on through here.
Boom, boom, room. What is this? What do you got going on, sir? But this
like, why they coming out there
is not acceptable.
What is
just
that?
Not. I ain't even know you had all this going on in the back. Yep. So as you can see, residents, I wanted to show you footage of what happens when the lights go off. 2 a.m. to 7 a.m. in your own backyard. And the minute something happened, and y'all like, well, why they got a club? Well, what's going on? That's what we see. Look, they had to get their picture, boy. They're like, no, I want my picture. I'm not going nowhere till I get my picture. This is what happens. But today, truth speaks.
And you know what, Keith, is you telling both sides. You telling both sides. That's what I'm saying. I could accept both of that.
And I told you, if you want the tea, get it from me. Because I got the facts. With the receipts. That part. Y'all weren't ready for that, was you? Nope. Y'all thought I didn't have no receipts. I always keep receipts. People can say whatever they want, but I keep them receipts, though, on ice.
You know what? I'm just saying, ain't nothing wrong with that. I do the same thing. Like, every time I see something, I ain't got to jump out there. I keep it on ice.
So,
okay.
Here again.
So, anybody know about slot machines here? Anybody know about slot machines? I know this man ain't got no horseshoe casino. Y'all, look at this. Now this is when he lost me. I was okay with the little party. But if anybody, granny, or they go to this, anybody know about slot machines? He was taking, this is illegal right here. This is no way he got the gaming contract to have this right here. Y'all, it was insane to see that. It was insane. So let's go back to what's going on with Larry, what he's telling Spencer.
It's in the court. I mean, everybody knows. It's no secret.
While that sounds bad enough, it's the next stunt she pulled that gained a lot of media attention.
Anthony and Natalie, she makes a whopping $224,000 a year. Now, Thornton Township Supervisor Tiffany Henyard wants to cut the salary of her position by nearly $200,000. What a great move for taxpayers, right? Well, the pay cut only happens if someone else gets that job.
Tiffany is trying to file an ordinance that says she can make $224,000 in her position, but anyone else will only make $25,000 a year.
It's maybe the worst attempt to try to dissuade people from running that I've ever seen, and it's a long time.
Of course, this ordinance won't pass because it's as ludicrous as anything you'll find in court, but her asking for this gives us a glimpse into how much power she thinks she has.
You put a salary to attach to the job, to the officer. So it is a blatant attempt to dissuade other people from running and to allow the current supervisor to maintain the $250,000 or whatever it is, obnoxious salary.
While Tiffany may be requesting they reduce the spending, she has not been reducing her spending on security detail.
Can the Dolton Police Department afford to have this many officers attached to her detail?
We can. We really need them patrolling the streets.
While I was there, I never felt uncomfortable or unsafe. It's a small town with very little going on, so I think her security detail that you'll see in a minute is excessive, but I did ask a local for his thoughts.
There's crime everywhere. I just try to duck it. I'm too old for crime. I try to do right as opposed to wrong. If you would have called me 30 years ago, I probably would have robbed y'all. I don't know exactly what the mayor doing with the money or none of that shit. I know she's a black woman in this area, so I know if she's spending some money on some security, it's probably spent in a good place.
She's a public figure in the community and may be more at risk of danger or crime, so I understand the concept, but let's see how much she was spending.
And in the case of Officer Terry Young last May, 303 hours worked over a 2-week period. That resulted in a single paycheck of more than $13,000.
That dude was making bank. You can buy the most expensive house in Dolton for sale right now for $250,000, and he's pulling $20,000 a month, walking around with Tiffany, making sure she doesn't say anything to the news reporters.
How does a person put in a 2-week pay period, 303 hours? That's impossible. That's impossible.
The math pencils out if Tiffany is the one making the rules. If true, over-reporting hours billed to taxpayers would be considered fraud.
But when we gave her an opportunity to explain the OT, Mayor, why do you need so many officers, details, or your security?
What did you say, water? Of course, she doesn't need someone working for 300 plus hours every 2 weeks as security. Even worse, she had numerous other police officers earning thousands per pay period.
And we found Dolton credit card statements showing that Henyard takes the detail with her even when she travels out of town. spending thousands of dollars on plane tickets, lodging, and meals for the officers.
The irony is she wouldn't need any security detail if she wasn't all over the news about misusing taxpayer funds, because I can guarantee no one would recognize her outside of Dolton.
Why do you think she needs so much security? Does she have enemies?
No, I won't say so much as enemies, but I mean, she is the mayor, you know what I'm saying? And she's a woman. People hungry, man. There ain't no telling what they'll do. They might try to snatch the mayor up or something.
So as a local, you do think it is justified to have security around here?
Absolutely.
Especially as a public figure?
Absolutely.
We were just in Menards. We wanted to go talk to some locals. We walked up to one guy and we asked him what his thoughts on Tiffany Henyard were, and his response indicated that he is very much not a fan of her, was very explicit in his language. Unfortunately, the security came up to us and said, we gotta go. I guess they got Hawkeyes here. They didn't want us going up and talking to people. But anyway, it sounds like there's some residents that really don't like her.
Only on 2 tonight, outrage in a different South suburban town, Dolton. Hundreds of people lined up to pay tickets they say they never should have gotten. As CBS 2's Jerron Terry explains, they were told to show up in court today or the fines would double.
I was able to talk to a few business owners that didn't want to be on camera who stated something similar. I could tell they didn't want to say anything because they would be reprimanded by Tiffany.
To those in our town who are looking to the village for help, I have seen you, I have heard you, and I'm ready to work for you.
Elizabeth Watson quickly saw an extra zero for a total sum of $500. And if she didn't stand in this line to appear in court,
after the 21st, I'll be on $1,000.
Both of these residents we spoke with believed that corruption wasn't going on and that they liked her as mayor. While we were looking for business owners to speak with, we drove down the street where the police department was located.
Before we get there, this is what I be trying to say, and I don't know if it come across right, but if you walk down through the streets of Dolton, it's a lot of people that Tiffany touched more than like she's helped, or she's knocking on their doors. Are you okay? Like her bringing the water door to door, or her shoveling door to door, or her bringing chitlins, like y'all said, door to door. That's what she do. But I rarely see, unless you're in a group. Now, if you're in a group, the trustees will drop you off a turkey or something. But if they're, and this is not a slight to them, like I don't understand why we can't take any kind of commentary and think it's a slight. It's not that. But if they gonna double check with everybody in their circle, they'll be like, wait a minute, Burgundy. Now, Burgundy Blue is here. Or JoJo is here, whoever, what side they on before they give you the turkey. They're not going to give you a turkey unless they see what side you on. Tiffany, y'all saw it, even if it is like, what do we call it? Passive aggressive or something like that. She's going to go to everybody, anybody she see, even if they don't like her. Y'all want a turkey? Can I give you a turkey? She does not, she's going to go to everybody. Y'all saw it, I think, which I didn't like the approach. Remember when she was shoveling out Valerie Stubbs and she put that on TikTok? I did not like the approach. I can always tell you that. But she shoveled her out, you know? So it's just those things that make the difference between the two. That's all I want to say. And that conveys into votes when you're able to do that. Because this is my thing. If Jason House gets in, what we gonna name the ice rink? Will the ice rink still be there? What the time about the basketball courts? What's the like? We need to have a debate. We need to have a debate. What is the mission? We do not need to just be like, vote for me, I'm better than Tiffany. We don't need that.
Feeling a little frisky, we were about to walk in and ask them about the news reports until this happened. So we parked the car and a big SUV with tinted windows pulls up next to us. And we started feeling kind of sketch. So, I mean, we're sitting outside the police department. Maybe they thought, I don't know who we were. So we get out and the guy kind of a little aggressively says, like, what are you guys doing? Hey, what are you doing? Wait, what are you doing? We're out here filming a YouTube video. Just in Dolton.
Tell them you can't film right now.
Can't film.
Yeah. I got it.
And so we just mentioned that we wanted to go talk to the police department. He said, no, that's not going to happen. And I said, okay, well, we talked for a second. And then I said, well, just so I know, what's your position in town? Because he was kind of speaking like with authority. Just so we know, like, what's your position? Oh yeah. Okay.
You ready for the one today?
Got it. He said, I'm the chief of police. I was like, all right, yep, understood. But his what was your opinion? He kind of seemed like, hey, you
Trying to intimidate us.
Yeah, he's like, hey, you ain't looking into this anymore, kind of thing. He tried to like strong arm us.
Yeah.
At least that was my impression.
And he didn't clarify his position right away either.
No.
So it's like, who are you to tell us?
He wasn't wearing an outfit. He was wearing like what looked like a Chicago just a Chicago like jersey Letterman jacket.
Yeah.
Huh.
Is he still following?
No.
He's not following?
No, it looked like he was following us. But wow. So business owners are getting harassed is what it sounds like left and right.
Residents, business owners, anybody that is doing something other than what she say. I've been raided 11 times without a search warrant and locked up twice.
She participates. She comes out. She does things that mayors didn't do before. We never had that. So when she participates and she does that for the community, it's for all of us.
Around here, man, there really ain't too much going on. We need the ice skating rink. It's 1,000 babies around here with nothing to do.
So you feel like the ice skating rink would keep them out of crime?
It's not just an ice skating rink. They like basketball, everything. So a YMCA.
Y'all, I would never lie to you. Before Tiffany, the only people that had stuff was the elders. They had the Jazz Fest, the Steppin' Fest, the Stand Up In It Fest. Everything was for them with cocktails and everything. Nobody looked back to the kids to do anything. And yes, I can say maybe because Tiffany has a kid, that's why she looks into the youth more. Or maybe because she is younger, she looks to the youth more. But I know for a fact, and I always tell y'all, all that stuff was for adults. And what I like is, yeah, okay, Big Bingo. Didn't y'all stop the prizes? Why we still mad at Big Bingo? Didn't the trustees said no money was gonna get spent on Big Bingo? They still came out for Big Bingo. They still came out because it's not about the prizes, it's about the unity and coming together. So Spencer walking through here, talking to the neighborhood and getting a feel. Now I'm like, okay, Spencer, you just outside the club. You just in the club, we all fam. You out here outside the liquor stores. But he walked around and when he saw people, he stopped. I did like that. But this is very true. What is the other people saying they're going to do for the youth? What have we seen them do for the youth anyway? I'm just going to stop. Let me stop because I'll say too much. But I find this interesting. And if you don't dig for yourself and reach the people yourself, you'll never know. You'll never know. Lacey was an issue. And now Burge is going to be, Lacey left and was gone. Burge is not, if Tiffany get him in, he's not going to leave easily. In my opinion, he's not going to leave easily. And that's going to be a bigger problem. You know what I mean? Like, he was her opponent. How did he become chief? This, it's so many things we just got to look at. This is the Game of Thrones. If y'all ain't watched the Game of Thrones, start tonight, child, so y'all can catch up on Dolton.
Anything recreational that's positive as opposed to them sitting at home playing Grand Theft Auto all day and with nothing else to do to channel their little energy, is a plus, I think.
Talking with this resident made me understand why the mayor would want to consider spending money on something like an ice skating rink. Do you feel like this community needs an ice skating rink, or it would be a good use of money?
We need 2 ice skating rinks. You know how many little kids running around here with nothing to do?
Like many of her decisions, news reports followed, and many within the community felt like using funds on an ice skating rink was not appropriate.
We're about to introduce to you Just Ice Rink.
Last fall.
And you know what? That's because that's something that Tiffany do. Back in the day, we had a mayor that only played baseball, and we had the baseball fields at the large skate rink. Skating rink. At the large I forget the name, on 142nd. That's where the baseball fields were, because our old mayor loved baseball. This mayor skates, so she put a skating rink. We used to have 1 million tennis courts around here. So it is just you know, I don't know why we can't work together. I think that's what I'm trying to say. Let's play a couple of more minutes, but I think that y'all should look at everything. And like I always say, shout out to Conscious for bringing out the receipts. Like, we be needing real receipts, things on paper. That warrant list hit home for a lot of people in Dolton. A lot of people were like, wait a minute now. Wait a minute. Y'all saying we can't get pens and paper, but these things got on the warrant list. Okay. How did this get on the warrant list? Now y'all saying you don't create the warrant list. Well, how did a website get on the warrant list? And we need the warrant list I think we need the warrant list from June on. June on, we need the warrant list. Conscious, if you can get those, I think we do. We need to see who's all getting paid. What's being added? I think the most delicate thing we saw on the warrant list, I can't get over Big, I got to do this video. Big Woods Barbecue. Who is, let's see, let's go to Big Woods. He was at the end.
So today I'm going to show you all of his inspection reports for him not being in compliance. He has also failed multiple inspections. Yes, multiple inspections. But yet they get on the news and tell you the opposite. But y'all eating in these places. Y'all eating in these places. Our job as a village is to protect the residents and make sure no one gets sick. People get health inspections. People get building inspections. If they do not pass, they have to go and fix the things that's needed. If they do not fix the things that's needed, then guess what? They have to do another inspection, pay another fee until they get it right. But our job is to make sure we protect you so we don't give them a business license. We don't let them operate. And when we don't do that, then they go and say, we're playing politics. We're not. It's called doing your job. As a village, our job is to make sure that you don't go in there, eat some food or something and get sick. And then you get sick and then you say the village allowed them to be open. Come on, man. Y'all need to check your facts. Because everybody talking, but I ain't got no facts. Residents, pay attention. You must come in compliance with the village so that we are making sure your establishment is safe for the residents of Dolton. Again, facts versus fiction. And this is Big Woods Barbecue in Dolton. All right, and for the grand finale. Pablos! Okay, the problem.
So when you go to Conscious video, sorry y'all. So Tiffany podcast broke down Big Woods. I heard he's an amazing cook, so I'm not trying to do that. Conscious did a couple of videos on the amazing way she, like I always say, Jason House, he showed us transparency. Hey, Big Arb, I told you so. Hey.
The first four are from the previous page.
Let's go to Conscious video. I think I got to back up. We got back up. Let's back up. Federal Express. So I think it's a. So this is I only got one question. We saw him stand up at the board meeting. We saw him. If you guys didn't, I'm working on a video. He stood up at the board meeting like, where is my money? Y'all have been holding on to my money. So let's watch a little bit of Conscious video. And I just got a question. Like, she put you on a podcast. She owe you money from 2022. Why would you cook for them again? Let's see, some probably. And sorry.
Next on the list are invoices for Blue Cross Blue Shield, BMI.
So while I'm waiting on Conscious, this is my thing. It's like we don't have the right to talk if we're asking questions. It's just a question. Where, if you're on here on the warrant list for 2022, would y'all go back and cook for them? It would be nothing my friend could say. I think Tammy should have paid him out of pocket. It was only an $800 bill. Pay him on out of pocket and call it a day.
Next on the list are invoices for Blue Cross Blue Shield, BMI, Bruce Sartler, and Bud's Ambulance.
Sorry, guys. I think it's right here. I probably should do another breakdown because my computer's running slow. Probably because I got all these tabs open.
Next on the list are invoices for Blue Cross Blue Shield, BMI, Bruce Sartler, and Bud's Ambulance.
Sorry, y'all. It's me. Let's see if this works. I told you I need a new computer. It's crazy.
Here we have bills for Avalon Petroleum.
A lot of gas we be getting. Well, we got a lot of vehicles, fire trucks. Guess that's what it takes to run a village.
Next on the list are invoices for Blue Cross Blue Shield, BMI, Bruce Sartler, and Bud's Ambulance.
These warrant lists are deep. That's a October insurance payment. I thought we was gonna be no insurance, no pay, no nothing.
On page 3, we see Calumet City Plumbing, Chicago Uniform, and Comcast Business.
Y'all, I must be missing it. It might be under. Let's see. Is it under
LTD, Petrarca, Gleason,
it might be at the end.
Railroad Management Company.
Let's see, because I'll just point you in her direction.
Shorewood Home and Auto, Sunny Black Productions, Technology Management REV Fund, TNT Cleaning Wentworth Tire South Holland, and Xerox Financial Services. Wentworth Tire South Holland and Xerox Financial Services.
I must have missed it. Can you email it to me, Conscious? I must have missed it because I'm looking for Woods Barbecue. But anyway, if you go to Conscious video, please subscribe to Conscious. Let me put in the link. You'll see that 2022, 2023, and then he came back in 2024. And I'm like, why you come back? They need to pay you. And it's like $8,000. They need to pay you your $8,000. Why you come back? To cook with tea with the trustees. And who has barbecue at 6 in the morning? No, I'm just playing. Tea with the trustees start at 9:30. Yeah. Oh, Cynthia, I said, ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun. It's no fun when the rabbit got the gun, man. So it was so funny. So let me conclude this. Spencer Cornelia, come back. But you know what I did learn? When I was listening to everything y'all was sending me and trying to go over everything and stuff like that, I learned this. I walked into the police station one day and Lacey told me, he said, oh, it's no fun now y'all fighting amongst each other. I said, I'm fighting with no one. And he was like, yeah, first everybody's against us. Now everybody running into here because they're fighting amongst each other. That resonates so much. Like, that's what I meant by the title. Ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun. Because at the end of the day, It's not just a Tiffany problem. It's nothing nobody gonna be able to say to make it just a Tiffany problem. It's not just Tiffany. Nobody's saying Tiffany is not an issue for people. We're saying it's not just a Tiffany problem. And if Tiffany is such the problem, what y'all gonna do to beat her? Just keep on slandering her? Just keep on slandering everything. What happened with the eviction, y'all? I'm pausing for a reason. What happened? Now all of a sudden we stop talking about Tiffany. Now everybody every day is talking about YouTubers. Y'all just trying to get, but then they'll say, oh, the YouTubers, we're the problem. Y'all steady focusing on us. Focus on the task at hand. It's a whole survivor out there, an entire survivor out there that I guess doesn't have a case or needs to get a case again or something like that. But we're talking about YouTubers. I thought it was the bigger picture. I thought everybody was boots on the ground for the bigger picture. It's a whole mama that lost a child that the police departments in the area keep rehiring this officer. It's a whole officer allegedly sitting in there on payroll who also was in compliance with murdering a child. Where's all this? The only person I see out there is Rabbi. That's the only person I see out there. Rabbi and the team that's around, but around Kara. Where's the genuine? Why are we worried about YouTube and who's making money and who has their cash apps up? Everybody got their cash apps up. It's voluntary. You can give or you don't have to. It's voluntary. It's a blessing. If someone decides to bless me, thank you. If not, I'm still coming on my platform. Why is it now all of a sudden everybody want to talk about the YouTubers? Don't we have real issues at hand? It's people that need coats. It's getting cold outside. People need the sides and the dressing to go with their turkeys y'all giving out. People need rides. People need to make sure their water is on. I heard they stopped giving out the yellow tickets. Did y'all hear about that in Dolton? Like you have to now, they're making it more complicated to figure out your water bill. Some that Trina Downs been fighting over. Right now, it's helicopters flying over the city. Right now. Are we focused on that, or are we focused on who got the most views on YouTube? That's all I got to say. Baby, I tell everybody. Thank you, Conscious. I tell everybody, I say, Beyonce couldn't save Kamala. Now, I thought Beyonce could save anybody. Megan was up there, body, yaddy, yaddy, yaddy. Cardi B was up there. Kamala was on Saturday Night Live. Didn't save her. People are voting their conscience. And if you are out here just saying, oh, vote for me, I'm better than Tiffany, that might not be it anymore. And to the YouTubers out there that's arguing back and forth, because only a couple of months of this. Question. Do you really think the other camp, and I mean Jason House camp, if he wins, you think he gonna want y'all looking into him the way y'all looking into Tiffany? Nope. No, he is not. He is not gonna want y'all looking into him and every step he makes. And the only person that suffer are the residents. That's the only people that suffer. And I just don't understand why people don't get that. Like, it's really, I'm being honest, it's not that serious. It's like, it's serious what's happening to Dolton, But the way you guys are tearing people down every 5 seconds, it's not that serious. It's like they're like, oh my God, like it's a lot of stuff going on. The people that lost their lives over there in Harvey. What about, we're still trying to find out what happened to Funnel Cake Man. We're still justice for Alexis Wilson. It's so many people. The young man that got Chris, the young man that got killed at Maxwell Street, he's buried below my mother in a mausoleum. Christopher Ward. So when I go visit my mother, I see Christopher Ward picture all the time. So y'all, it's not that serious if you're not going to get out there and do the work. It's not about awards. It's not about that. Wait, it's a baby coming, Regina? Congratulations. It's not about all that. It's about really looking out for each other. You know what I mean? Really looking out for each other. And I hope y'all can really grasp that. Looking out for each other, looking out for the seniors, and looking out for the youth. That's it. That's all. We got 4 more years of whatever is to come ahead, okay? And congratulations, Regina. That is so beautiful. So, oh, they having a little girl. Congratulations, Regina. Oh, it's such a joy. You got to go get her like one of those little pink Wicked dresses. I can't wait to see Wicked, you guys. So yeah, just that was my TED Talk, literally. And I just wanted to check in with y'all because y'all was blowing me up. I think that we all can work together. If you don't like somebody, don't watch. Move on to the people you do like and go from there. Vote early. You can vote now. Thanks, Big Mike, for letting us know. Vote early. Support your candidate. It's better to spew the positivity of your candidate than to spew the hate of another candidate, in my opinion. Because all we hear is what Tiffany's doing. But why don't we hear more about what would the new person do? I don't want to hear the word transparency no more. I just don't want to hear it. Y'all, nobody transparent. That's it. Give us something else. What? It was an election interference? Big R, don't tell me that because you always tell me so. I'm going to have to look and see, child. You know, I don't really follow politics. Big R, I count on you and Big Mike to tell me, and just to tell me what's going on. All right, y'all, let me get out of here because I got to go to work. Just wanted to check in with y'all. It was an interesting day. I got a lot of interesting calls. Somebody on, I know y'all like to do teams, but somebody on the other team, they actually called me and I told y'all, I'm going to reveal a lot of stuff. I hate that we can't reveal it, but they called and they was like, look, Berg, I told y'all, I ran into somebody. They're like, Berg, I'm sorry, at the election place. I got a call, email, can I call you? They call me, man, yo, I'm sorry. The baby's here, y'all. We all TTs and unks. Congratulations, Regina. Journey is in the world. Well, don't bring Journey to Dolton, Regina. Keep her. Don't bring Journey to Dolton. Keep her over there. We're so happy for you. All right, y'all. I'm gonna go to work. I'll be back tomorrow. We're so happy. Isn't it something? It's always a blessing. Regina, thanks for that good news. That warm our hearts. Okay, y'all. Take care of yourself and each other if you can. Subscribe to my Patreon. It's going to be going down over there. I'm going to be a little more candid. Things are getting in order for your girl. So go on over there. Go on over there and support if you can. And I appreciate you. As always, take care of yourself and each other. Oh, and y'all, if you offended,
I got some clothes, I got some jewelry, the rest I got tied up in investments. I ain't got nothing else.
Everything tied up in investments. And don't be mad at me. Bitches be getting cheated on every day. Who am I? Take care of yourself and each other. Bye.
Commentary blue, commentary, burgundy, commentary, comment blue, commentary, comment burgundy blue, commentary blue, commentary.